Cal basketball is about to be nationally ranked. Can somebody talk about this? Welcome to Chris Talks Cal, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this ACC basketball preview, and welcome back to Cal basketball. Because I'm going to go out on a limb and assume that the majority of Cal fans have been pretending like Cal basketball doesn't exist for the better part of the last decade, and metaphorically hiding under the bleachers of Haas Pavilion. As a Mike man, I was there for every single game of the dreaded 3-29 season. I saw the generational trauma that was dealt to our beloved program. And what I mean by generational trauma is I'm talking about students who attended the school for 4 years and never went to a single game. I'm talking about alumni who stopped tuning into college basketball games as part of their nightly routines. I'm talking about chants that were collectively forgotten by the student fan base over the decade of losing seasons. 3 years ago, Mark Madsen was hired and tasked with the unenvious position of saving Cal basketball. I remember it like it was yesterday. The first thing he did is he had every single frat guy and every single Greek life fraternity and sorority out. He bought us free beer, and he gave us a presentation. He said, I'm changing the culture around here. I'm changing what it means to go to Haas Pavilion. I'm going to have the greatest turnaround in single season history of wins and losses. And he would have gotten away with it too if it weren't for Keontae Kennedy and Devin Askew getting injured in his first year. People forget, man. Texas Tech was furious when we took Jalen Tyson from him. Mark Madsen has always been able to recruit with the best of them. He runs an NBA-style, motion-driven offense. And really, you're seeing this year it all come together as he's finally had the right personnel to perfect his vision. For Mark Madsen's 4-out, 1-in style of basketball, it all starts with the low-usage shooters. And finally, this year with John Camden, Mark Madsen has found his guy. He's knocking down the three ball at a 46% clip, but really that's just scratching the surface of his impact. Like a lot of other players on the team, which I'll get to, John Camden is in his third school and his fifth year of college basketball. His basketball IQ has really grown and matured through the years, and by now he knows every single action. He knows exactly how to move off of the ball. John Camden is an elite off-ball mover, and he's happy to have a low usage rate and let our elite guards, Justin Pippen and Dayday Ames, feed him the ball. And unlike some of our previous spot-up shooters like Javon Blackshear, Jalen Cone, John Camden is 6'9", which means he can't be picked on defense. He can be used as an off-ball screener. Really, he's just opened up our offense in so many different ways. When teams go to zone, you give it to John Camden in the high post, barbecue chicken. When teams go over help on the three, you have to respect John Camden's dribble drive. And early in the season, at least during this 12-and-1 run, they have been having to help off because Dayday Ames has been absolutely frying every defender in sight. This team will ultimately go as far as Dayday Ames takes us. He's our best player. The 6'3" combo guard out of Chicago, Illinois, has got a deep bag. I swear, you're going to call me crazy, but I see shades of Shai Gilgeous. This guy's a certified future NBA player, averaging 18 points per game, shooting over 50% from the field and 46% from three. Dayday Ames is one of the most fun players to watch for Cal basketball in a long time. And the early season breakout from Dayday Ames begs the question of where are you going? No, I'm sorry, where are you going? Where the hell are you going? That hardened step back from Dayday Ames, money. The guard play between Dayday Ames and his partner in crime, Justin Pippen, has allowed the Cal Bears offense to stay organized and in control at all times during this 12-and-run start to the season. While prior seasons we've had to rely on Jalen Tyson in a miscast role as a point guard, or Andrej Stojakovic, who's really meant to be a scorer as the initial creator in the offense, Justin Pippen and Dayday Ames have made sure that everyone's been getting their touches while running the offense to perfection. Cal's defensive rating is a .922 per 100 possessions, good for 4th in the ACC, which is up from 14th in the ACC last year. And a big part of that is son of Scottie Pippen, Justin Pippen. And let me tell you, man, this kid's got his daddy's defense. Early in the season, Pippen went viral for shutting down Mikey Williams against Sacramento State. And not that Madsen has ever had a problem having his team play hard defense, but when one of your best players in Justin Pippen takes that side of the ball so seriously, it's really transformed Cal into a top-tier defensive unit. You can't talk about a Madsen defense without talking about the inside rim protector. Lee Dort looks like a goddamn Greek god, and he makes sure that we're not being bullied by any team in the country. I don't care who you are. And I never thought I would say this, but so far in the year, Lee Dort has been a straight-up upgrade over Mady Sissoko from last year, and I don't say that lightly. The work that Madsen has done on this man over the offseason is nothing short of sensational, particularly in the passing, because the types of passes that Lee Dort has been able to make out of the high post and the screen and roll and the pick and roll action have made our offense so much more diverse and free-flowing. And they've taken Lee Dort from someone who last year was really just nothing more than a lob threat screen and roller to a legitimate offensive hub at times this year. So with this souffle of just motion offense that's been building in Haas every week, it's very easy to forget that this season was not supposed to be good for Cal. Mark Madsen was affected by the NIL strike the same way that Justin Wilcox was. This is a team that lost Andre Stojakovic and Jeremiah Wilkinson. Can you imagine if we'd kept them? But I will say, Andre and Jeremiah, as great as they were, these were ball-dominant players. And the way the ball just zips around the court for Cal, where we've gone from averaging 10.1 assists a game in 2025 to 15.8 assists in 2026, you almost wonder if this was actually the perfect exact cast of characters. And the money that we were supposed to spend on Andre Stojakovic actually instead went to Chris Bell. Hailing out of Concord, California, Chris Bell was once upon a time one of the most revered shooters in the ACC playing for Syracuse. As a sophomore playing for Syracuse in Jim Boeheim's system, he shot 43% from three and averaged 12 points per game, getting legitimate NBA buzz heading into his junior year. After battling injury and having a tougher next season, he finally headed home to Cal in Mark Madsen's system, where he's found a real home as a microwave shooter. If you have Chris Bell on your team, you are never out of the game, because once he gets hot, anything can happen. And much like a lot of the other guys on the team, this is Chris Bell's last chance to make an NCAA run before his college eligibility runs out. Even when Dayday Ames and Justin Pippen need to take a break, we always have a floor general on the court thanks to TT Carr. This guy's Symmetry Carr, he's like the type of player that in any other previous season would be like the lone bright spot that we have this exciting young freshman. But this year, he can contribute to winning right away, which I'm sure is going to be better for his long-term development anyway. This guy can just get to the rim at will. He is lightning quick on his feet. I can't wait to see what he develops into as a junior and sophomore. And always having elite point guards on the floor has really just opened everything up for everyone. A player like DJ Campbell, where last year his ball-dominant, sort of chaotic neutral kind of just added to the chaos of the team and was unproductive, this year can really be a spark plug off the bench when he kind of takes in and takes control of the offense. Having floor generals on the court at all times allows you to play a guy like a Nolan Dorsey, who can just hound the ball and betray to see if he gets healthy. This guy, Nolan Dorsey, I remember when we signed him over the offseason, I looked up his highlights, and I couldn't stop laughing, because it was literally a 10-minute video of nothing but him picking up full court and diving at loose balls. There was not a single offensive highlight in the 10 minutes. And, he's fun to watch. Now, the only problem with all the highlights in this video is that there's no fans in the background of any of them. I understand it's been a bad 10 years, Cal fans, but guys, we're 12-1. This team deserves your support. They deserve you tuning in. Get on the bandwagon early, because if the experts are right, you're going to be putting them on your ballots come March. ACC play is going to be tough, right? This is not ACC football. This is ACC basketball, the best of the best. It's absolutely stacked this year. One of my best friends from home plays actually on the Louisville basketball team. I had the pleasure of visiting him actually earlier and watching a JKS masterpiece down in Louisville. And I watched their team practice, and it was pretty intimidating. But I will say, man, it is nice to have real basketball back in Haas Pavilion. And I really hope all of you come to enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Chris Talks Cal. Apologize about the new setup. I'm in the process of moving actually right now. And I just really appreciate all the support from you guys. I've got a new video coming out in a couple days talking about the Cal football coaching staff right before we get into the portal. And I'm just really excited, all right? So go Bears, okay, guys?